What's up, everybody? We back. We doing this thing. All right, I'm gonna hit my intro. Let's go. What's up, everybody? It's episode number 11. Thank you for coming back again. It's your boy Red Rich. I'm here coming to you from who knows where. Not just playing. From my room, like always. You know how we do. Um, today's today may not be very long. Today's my daughter's her birthday party, not her actual birthday, but it's her birthday party. Uh, I'm here to make sure I stay consistent and show up, and we doing our damn thing. Holly, thank you. Always the first one, and I really appreciate that, sis. I really, really do. My dude D Menace, what's happening, dude? Man, thank you for showing up. Yeah, I just wanted to, come on, the draft is coming up. The draft is gonna be here at what I think it's 12 days away, something like that. Yeah. So what the 28th, so 13 days away. All right. 12 days in the wake up. All right, so the draft is here. I wanted to talk today about there's a good possibility the Raiders do. Thanks, D Menace. I'm gonna make sure to let her know that you said that. There's a big possibility that the Raiders do trade up. Oh shit, it's hot in a motherfucker here. Trade up for a quarterback. I think it's probably two of them that they have their eyes on. And personally, I think it's Bryce Young is number one. But it may be hard for them to actually get Bryce Young because, well, he just may be the number one quarterback took in this year, and it's just not that easy just to be able to get him. However, I do think C.J. Stroud. I think C.J. Stroud is a good quarterback. Do I think he's a generational talent? Do I know? Do I think he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? No. But I do think he can probably be a top 10 quarterback. He can be a highly functional quarterback. I think that he can come in and bring stability to the quarterback position. He can he can actually make all the throws, and he is actually mobile. I know a lot of people try to say, bro can't he's not that mobile. He can't do a lot of stuff. That's not the case. I was going back watching some stuff on him, dude. His first play, I think. So Justin Fields got hurt, and he had to sit out a play, and he came in and busted off a 60-yard run. The man is mobile. We seen that in the Georgia game. He also, we seen him sit there and tear up that Georgia defense. That Georgia defense is bro. That's an NFL defense. That is a great defense. I mean, literally. I mean, there's some big bad dudes on that defense, and that defense is they're all most of them are going to be all first and second rounders. This dude terrorized that defense. He made things happen. He used his legs. You know, he was able to throw into tight windows and things like that. Um, so if the Raiders do trade up for him, I'd be happy for that. I'd be ecstatic. This is something that he can bring a lot to the table for the Raiders, and the Raiders need that at this point because uh, right now the Raiders are one quarterback injury away from getting number 13. Let's be honest, you know, one quarterback injury away from getting number 13 at SC. What's up, Nubian? Tell Q to roll up. You know, hold on, I'm gonna put the link in here. Let's see if my old man skills can let me do it. Sean, here we go. There we go. Right on, right on, right on. But CJ Stroud had a hell of a game, a hell of an outing. I think that CJ Stroud would be a good quarterback, a good system quarterback, and a good fit for this team. You know, I think that if we put the time in with him, and he may need to sit a year for the system. I mean, this is Bill Musgrave's offense on steroids. I mean, every route is. Hey Q, you rolling up or what? You gonna just sit here and leave me hanging? What's up? That's all I'm asking. You mean? You know, the link is in the chat, bro. It's in the chat, doggy. You know, every dude, if you have 4 receivers out, eligible receivers, they're all running option routes. This is an advanced offense, and the quarterback has to know every option for every player. So I wouldn't mind if CJ Stroud sat for a year. Do I think he can come in and be effective year one? Yes, I do. You know, I think that he can come in and do well, be strong, and I don't know if he can exactly lead the team as a rook, but I do think he could be an integral part of the team and start beginning his ascension towards leadership on this team. Then we're gonna get to Bryce Young right now. Bryce Young, okay, this man is already running this offense. Bryce Young, if he wasn't 5'10", if he was just, I don't know, 2 inches taller, people would be talking about he's the next Steve Young. Bryce Young is that dude. You know, if we're able to get a Bryce Young, I think Bryce Young, dude, he's a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. He's one of the best to do it. And, you know, in college football, and he already knows the system. The system is, you know, I mean, he's already running this system. He's already knows how to prepare in the system, knows, you know, the blocking techniques, you know, he knows where the receiver is supposed to be and everything else. You know, this is a no-brainer for Bryce Young in the system. Hold on, let me get Q up in here. What up, Q? Okay, Q's mic is off right now, but that's cool. Right. Okay. Yeah, we got to trust the process, dude. All right. So, you know, I see a lot from a lot of people that, you know, they're not sure if they can trust the, you know, the regime to do anything. And, you know, everything was completely and utterly on this last regime. And I don't feel that it's like that. I feel that this regime took some bumps and bruises, and they kind of found out during the year exactly where this team was at. If you actually follow the team, you know that we made it into the playoffs. Not well, we kind of backed into the playoffs, and it doesn't matter. You made the playoffs. You're a playoff team. Don't get me wrong. It was a 10-6 team. But we've seen a lot of those games. We've seen a lot of that stuff. I mean, we seen what was actually really going on. I mean, it wasn't the same way we made the playoffs like in the early 2000s, where you know that this team was dominant. And last year, yeah, dude, there was a lot of bad games and times, where the defense let the team down, or the offense let the team down and things like that. However, they were competitive in all but what I'm gonna say 2 games. It was the Saints game and the last game of the year, the Chiefs game. The season was over. I mean, we all knew the season was over. All right, Q's back. Let's see what's up. What up, Q?
What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. About yourself?
Right now, I was just talking about possible quarterbacks that we can draft. The benefits of drafting them. Like I like CJ Stroud a lot. I think CJ Stroud could come in and do great in the system. However, I understand that if Bryce Young was 2 inches taller, if he was pushing 6 feet at minimum, they would be talking about he's the next Steve Young, that he's one of the next great ones. You know what I mean? It's just
his height.
The brother's 5'10",
yeah,
and 180 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So his size and stature is what people are shying away from. So I'm just wondering, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't think the size should matter. Look at our man, look at Murray. Look at Murray. Look at Russell. They're all short quarterbacks. They weren't too tall. They still made it work.
I agree.
So I don't think height should matter. It should be the
skills. Kush, what's cracking, doggy?
It's all about skills.
But okay, he's the most elusive quarterback in this draft.
Right.
Right. Newman said she can't win fucking short quarterbacks. But I mean, he's the most elusive quarterback. He's the best passer out of all these quarterbacks. He's the total package. His biggest problem is that he's 5'10". You mean? And a lot of people just don't want him. I hear Nubian in the background. Hell no. She don't want no damn lollipop kid at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I get it. She don't want a lollipop kid. You know what I mean?
Man, but I don't know. I don't know if he gonna even get a quarterback in the first round.
Okay. So that was my next transition.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like a big question mark right there. We don't know what they're gonna do. We don't know what they got planned. It's like we hear 1 minute is defense. We want to hear 1 minute they only interested in 2 quarterbacks, which is Bryce and CJ. So it's like we don't know if those reports are true.
Right. Okay, so let me ask a question. Would you be surprised if they drafted a defensive tackle?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised at all because that's what we need.
Okay, because that's honestly, I'd rather right now, sitting here right now, I'd rather build this defense and get this defense going so next year we can go after a quarterback. I think the quarterback position is a little deeper next year. Don't get me wrong. I would love CJ Stroud. I would love Bryce Young. I think
Shit.
they're both good fits.
Well, I had a scenario. I had a scenario about the quarterback for next year. I
Right.
say we get all this draft capital that we have.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have it and trade up. Trade up for that quarterback. Trade up for Clapp.
For who?
For Clapp.
For Crab.
For William. For William.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll trade up for him. If we got enough, draft capital for next year.
I agree. And not only, but here's the kicker though. You know, a lot of teams are going to be tanking for him, right? You've seen what Jacksonville did for
Yeah.
They literally traded anybody who was any good on their team, got rid of them, and they was done. You mean? And there's going to be a team that does that. I guarantee you there's going to be a team that does that. I don't know who it is, but they're going to do it. And I'm suspecting a team in the NFC is going to do that because the NFC can't keep allowing the AFC to have all the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. All the best young quarterbacks, all other than Jalen Hurts, all play where? AFC. You know, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I mean, this is the AFC. And that's three of the best quarterbacks in the Lamar Jackson. There's four of your best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. And they just can't continue to allow the AFC because this is what's going to happen. The AFC is going to go on a 20-year run, where the NFC ain't going to win shit. Maybe the Eagles will because they have Jalen Hurts. That's it. You know? Yeah. Right? Dude, I completely agree with you, Nubian, because you know what, dude? I'm tired of drafting third rounders in the first round. Come on. I mean, it's gotten to the point where the draft, because as Raider fans, after 03, what was our biggest thing is that we waited for free agency because we always got one or two big names, and then the draft, and we had all this.
Did we overpay for those free agents? If they don't work out, look how we got D'Angelo Hall that 1 year, and we cut him.
Right? Or what about getting Randy Moss? We traded for Randy Moss, or Corey Littleton. You mean? Remember? We got a linebacker who can line up against. He's shutting down Travis Kelce. You mean? That boy came over here and collected a check. Let's be honest. You mean?
That's pretty much what everybody pretty much do when they come over to our spot is collect a check.
You know, and that's one thing that I do appreciate and I love about Josh McDaniels and Ziegler is all them scholarships is gone. You mean?
Trying to build a team.
Yeah.
That's longevity. And these bitches up in here is just whining like they tampon is fucking irritating them. They cry too much.
That's right, Nubian. You know, but I'm really interested to see what they do. Okay, I'm not gonna just stick with like Jalen Carter. Old boy out of I think it's Northwestern. He got I call him Double A. He's got he has an African name. Dude is a stud. I think Dirty put him on for show some film of him a couple of days ago or something like that. Man, I would love to have him on our defensive line. I think Max Crosby deserves some help on that defensive line, and you get somebody else to sit next to Nichols. Because Nichols plays best with a better player next to him. You mean Nichols he's not trash.
He was solid. He wasn't bad.
But he wasn't great either. You mean? So I think he needs a little more help too. So
he needs help.
And then Thule out of SC. I love Thule out of SC, dude. The games you can play with him. You can put him You can put him outside of Max. You can put him inside of Max. You can put him. Dude, this dude is versatile up and down the defensive line. He can do it all. He led the nation in sacks in college, and he was dropping into coverage. I mean, I don't understand why the pundits aren't talking about him a lot more. He played on a bad defense, and he was clearly the best player on that defense, and people had to keep sending their whole blocking scheme at him, and he still led the nation in sacks. So I would love to get Tully. I would love to get Tully. I don't care if you have to trade up in the first round to get him. Secure him. Put him on that field with Max Crosby. They're gonna eat. They're both dogs. They're both hard workers, and they're both overachievers. They're going to go out and terrorize other teams.
Yeah, that's what we missed. We missing that pressure up front. The quarterbacks they got too much time to throw the ball. Our secondary is not there in time. It's like we don't have no type of upfront pressure.
Right. But not only that, but to get somebody to chase him towards Max. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people forget Mario Edwards had a terrific year when Khalil Mack won defensive MVP. You know what I'm saying? He got solid. No credit for it. He was a really, really solid player, and he did a lot for the defensive line. He was out there putting pressure up the middle, and Khalil did what Khalil does. It's funny, Khalil Mack's career with the Raiders and then outside the Raiders it's tell of two whole different careers. You mean the man was on the Hall of Fame track, left, and well, it is what it is. Hold on real quick. Okay. This is what I want to do. I want to start building a team that's going to win it all. I don't want to backdoor into the playoffs. I don't want to sit there and make the playoffs.
Wild card. I want to get that number one seed, get that bye, first round bye.
Oh, bro, I want to beat the Chiefs, win the fucking division. That's what I want to do. I want to win the division. I want to put pressure on Kansas City. I want them to start acting stupid because they can't stop us. These are things that I want. I want to continue to ratchet up pressure on them, the Bengals, the Bills. I want them to. You know what? I want the NFL to start fearing the Raiders again. To know that when they play the Raiders, they're in for a dogfight. It's about to go down. You better bring everything you got. This is what I want again from this team. And some of us are old enough to remember it. We all know that teams didn't like playing us. They knew that they was going to have a fight on their hands. Especially the Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos, and the dudes down the street, or whoever they are. Fucking the ringless dude, Jimmy, down the street, yeah. Fucking Los Angeles Spanoses, they all knew that they was in it for a dogfight, and this is something that I want. I want from this team. I want to see this team come together, and I want long-term longevity, build something, and I also want to see this team start drafting quarterbacks more and more and more. Like, dude, at least every other. I think I was on Kush show earlier, and I was like, dude, I love for this team to start drafting quarterbacks. Basically every other year, have a pipeline of them. You know what I mean?
Quarterback, yep. Just have a factory of them. Because you got that backup back there. You gotta worry about going out in free agency. You got ingrown talent.
Right.
In-house.
All right. So we both agree that if we get a defensive tackle and the draft, we're straight. You mean this is something that we want. This is something we need. All right, so I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna start talking about linebackers. Okay, the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, have one of the worst linebacking cores in the NFL. In the NFL, I mean, yeah, I can't think of a worse linebacking core in the NFL. Can you?
No.
I mean, I can't even say that about the Texans. No, this linebacking core is horrible. I mean, I think on Cush's show earlier we were talking about everybody roasted and flambéed Patrick Graham because the last play of the game he ran a play with middle of the field closed, right? So basically Harmon rotated to the middle of the field and one of the undrafted rookie UDFA fucking corners got beat for a fucking touchdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way that they came back, the way that they drove down the field was throwing in the middle of the field on our linebackers.
Yep, that was always our issue.
He was sitting there helping the weakness of the team.
Call it. Yeah.
You know? I mean, Baker Mayfield is not great whatsoever.
No,
he's
not at all.
But he's not utter trash either, though. You know what I mean? Like, he sees a one-on-one matchup, he's going to attack it. And that's just what happened. The corner got beat, and everybody's mad at Patrick Graham because he didn't run, man cover 2 in the situation. And it's like, we can't sit there and pick and choose. Sorry. We can't pick and choose, when we're just going to be mad about things. I mean, it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to really understand that was our biggest weakness. That's what was wrong with our defense, and they were attacking it, and he was trying to remedy what was going on with that,
Yeah. You have to have what you have to work with. You didn't have,
Oh yeah, I agree, but at the same time, dude, the coach has to start making all right. So when people start saying, they hate the coach and stuff like that, right? Like, I kind of understand. There was a lot of times, when there was a lot of bad clock management. And
that I agree with. That I had an issue with. I had an issue with the clock management.
And not only that, but I mean, there was sometimes he was getting too cute on the field. Instead of running a power play with Josh Jacobs for a yard, he's running an end around with Devontae Adams when they shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was things like that. And don't get me wrong, I seen those things, but also understand he's a rookie head coach. I mean, the Eagles fans were having problems with their coach, and they all wanted him out. His first year or so, whatever. And then where'd he end up at? He was in the Super Bowl last year. They was all on board. You mean, like, you can't just keep thinking like that. You can't just. You got to allow this coach.
Now here's my question to everybody. I keep saying, let's fire the coach. Da, 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 da. Who you gonna replace him with? Who's your ideal coach? Who's your ideal GM? You gonna replace these guys with? Please tell me. I need to know this.
I'll tell you one guy I got in mind. Because if we end up with a losing record this year and it's all bad and there's no plan and the defense is still bad and there's no players on defense and the punter's still making more than most of the defense. If they don't actually put a plan in action, I want Eric Bieniemy. I would love to see Eric Bieniemy here. I think Eric Bieniemy would be a great coach for this team. I think he's a good play caller. I think he could lead this team, but I don't think that you know I don't understand why this man is not a coach in the NFL. You mean I really don't.
It's something. It's something. We don't know. That is a head scratcher.
No, I understand, but like, okay, as a coach, you got to be able to manage your team. And there was times in games. Let's take the Arizona game, right? The Arizona Cardinals. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, they blew a 20-point lead, right? I blame the coach, I blame the quarterback, and I blame the offensive coordinator, right? All three of them equally, because you couldn't pick up a first down in the fucking second half. I think there was 33 yards passing. Dude, you have Devontae Adams. You have Hunter Renfro out there. You mean let's be honest. You mean like, dude, and you couldn't you couldn't score 6 points in that second half. You score 6 points, right? The game is over with. They can't come back. You know what I mean? And it's like, everybody blame Hunter Renfro. The dude caught a pass that was thrown at the back of his knees. Come on, man.
Got a concussion on top.
Yeah, got concussed by his old teammate from Clemson. You mean knocked his clock out. You mean?
Mm-hmm.
And do I understand the frustration from a lot of Raider fans? Yes, I do. I really do. But to put it all on one person, dude, we can't keep putting it all on one person or deflecting off another person to exonerate another person, dude. Let's put it on everybody who deserves their shit. And when we win, let's make sure to fucking give them their propers too, because this is just an ongoing situation and a problem. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy that who the guy, we're not gonna say his name, is not here, because there's no more of that, dude. Jimmy G fucks up, the whole Raider Nation's gonna be like, Jimmy G fucked up. You mean? There could be no favoritisms. Ain't gonna be, dude. Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, he's our guy. None of that shit, dude. We're all gonna collectively go, Jimmy G fucked up and lost us that game, dude. And I'm very, very happy about that, because that's gonna start bringing everybody back together, and start loving each other and stuff like that, because shit got wild for a minute, because
it really did off of one player,
right? I mean, because we all met each other off of Twitter, and like, dude, I had to jump off Twitter because Twitter was just so goddamn toxic. You mean, like, it was just toxic bad, shit, bro.
Right?
It's
toxic.
Either you're people telling you you're not a Raider fan if you don't believe in one guy, and and it's like, dude, I didn't like Hostetler. I didn't like fucking Jeff George. I had reservations against Rich Gannon when he came. He proved me wrong, but and to this day, he's the best quarterback I've seen play on the Raiders, and I've seen Plunkett, right? But he proved me wrong. He shut me the fuck up, And what was Rich Gannon before he came to the Raiders? Just a journeyman quarterback, right? Who ended up fitting the system and being able to execute that system. And I'm not gonna lie, dude was a red ass. You mean? Dude would jump in Hall of Famers' asses. He'd jump on the defense's asses. I mean, he was the leader of the team. Yeah, he was a red ass.
He's a true leader.
Yeah, true leader. I love that about him. All right, so since we got off topic about the linebackers, right? I think the Raiders need to invest, I don't know, about 4 or 5. I'm going to say at minimum 3 picks in this draft at the linebacker position. I want to see an off-ball linebacker. I want to see middle linebacker. I want to see fucking on-ball linebacker. I want to see them mix it up. I want to see them get guys that are better at coverage, I want to see guys that are run stuffers. I think this team is going to really miss Denzel Perryman.
Right, right.
Uh, he wasn't the best linebacker, but he was
He was
great
solid.
against the run. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
solid against the run. I mean, he could blitz a
Right.
little too. You know,
Right.
his biggest
And he can
problem.
hit. And he can hit.
Yes. No, he would lay
He
some
can.
wood on
He
you,
can.
bro.
He can tackle.
But he was a dog.
Yeah. Well, exactly. He was a dog. Yeah.
He's a dog, right?
So I would love to see them kind of match that and get kind of the same, from a rookie. And there's what Campbell out there. I think he can be a Denzel Perryman style linebacker. Is there any linebackers in the draft that you've identified or paid attention to or anything like that?
Honestly, bro, I haven't really paid attention.
Right?
I ain't gonna say
Right. Right? I mean, because it's been that bad for us. Literally, it's been that bad for us.
Yeah.
I mean, Raiders are drafting a dude, from the third round, first over, with the first pick and type shit. So it's kind of like it feels like, okay, so I used to love the draft, right? I love the draft. Me and my daughter would watch. Remember when it used to be Saturday, like the whole fucking day? Me and my daughter would watch the whole damn draft. Just get up early, watch the whole draft, and it was awesome. And then like that whole Gruden regime just kind of like took that from me. Like every time the draft was on, like you had to like convince yourself or talk yourself out of fucking, throwing a fucking shoe at your TV. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You mean, like, it was ridiculous, dude.
Bad picks, man. It's bad.
I mean, they picked Jonathan Abram. Nobody had him as a first rounder. Nobody thought he was a first rounder. And that Cleve Farrell pick, come on
I
now.
promise you.
Yeah, that was a reach.
Bro, I love Cleve Farrell. I love Cleve Farrell.
We could have got White.
Yeah, we could have got White, but we also could have got Michael Bush. We could have got what's old dude who plays for the Bills, defensive lineman. We could have got a defensive lineman. We could have done all kinds of other things other than pick up Cleve Farrell, dude. I love Cleve Farrell, dude, but I wanted him like at 27. I mean, end of the first round.
That high now.
Yeah, 4th overall, dude. That's a lot of pressure for a guy. You mean he knew he was an end of first round, second round guy. You mean, and then to put that much pressure on him to be able to compete and do all these things. I think it was. I understand why they drafted him, but they left the other nose tackle and defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence and all them on the board, and they were better players. I understand that he was the leader of that defense and he was the soul of that defense, but they fucking struck out with that, and that I think that was a John Gruden move. You know what I mean? We seen them in the draft. Okay, let's the 2020 draft, right? I knew for a fact they wanted AJ Terrell, right? He fit the scheme. He had all the measurables and everything, right? And when Atlanta took AJ Terrell, right, they panicked and picked up Arnett instead of trusting their board and doing their due diligence that far down in the draft. They didn't. You mean, and then we end up with Damon Arnett. I mean, and Damon Arnett, dude, like, I think he has the talent to be an NFL corner. He didn't have the mentals for it. And people have been screaming that from the gate. He's gonna flame out. He's gonna flame out. You're gonna give him money. He's gonna act a fool. He's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to concentrate. He's not gonna be able to act right. He's not gonna be able to. He had a hard time acting right while at Ohio State, and you know, no matter John Gruden and Mike Mayock, they just went up, snatched him up. When you could have got him in the third round. You could have picked an offensive tackle. You could have did so many other things. You could have drafted a linebacker. You could have did so many other things to help this team, and they draft Damon Arnett, and then followed up the next year by drafting fucking what's old boy Alex Leatherwood.
Another reach.
You know, and it's like a consistent thing. You know, with that old, you know, it was like they didn't care where they picked the guys they wanted when they could get them a round later, and they can get, you know, better player. I mean, that's one of the biggest problems they've drafted for this defense. But other than Max Crosby and maybe what's old boy the safety we drafted 2 years ago. Other than those two, I mean, who have we really hit it on? I mean, like I keep hearing people, you know, Malcolm Kuntz didn't get a chance. There's a reason why Malcolm Kuntz didn't get enough of a chance, dude. Because he's not winning. He's not winning on the field, dude. He's cool. He's a backup player for a reason. He's not a starter. You know what I mean? He's not a starter, and he didn't do enough in practice to get more attempts, you know, on the fucking field. I'm sorry, that's just the end all be all of that, dude. Josh McDaniels is not going to allow somebody who's not showing out in practice to go out there and play. I'm sorry,
Right.
that's just how this regime is. If you're not putting in the work on the practice field, you're not going to see the field.
You ain't getting babied in this regime. That's the thing. People want to think they're getting babied. They're not getting babied in this regime. It ain't happening no more. That's over.
You know, so we'll see how this goes. I'm really interested to see how this goes. But don't get me wrong, if the shit continues to head south and go bad, I'm with most of those people who just think that the coaching staff should go, because if that's the case and we don't see any progress by this defense and we don't see any progress, you know, throughout this team, dude, we're really going to have to say, you know, Josh McDaniels probably needs to go. You know what I mean? And let's be honest about that. And like I said, I would love to see Eric Bieniemy here. I think there's some good.
Now, what about Dave
coaches.
Ziegler? Would you want to keep him?
That's gonna have to go. I'm gonna tell you this: if Dave Ziegler hits this draft, okay, because he cheat coded on the last draft, he traded his first and his second for Devontae Adams, right?
Right.
So anything he got after that was all bonus, right?
Yeah.
So this year, I want to see him stick to it. I want to see him actually go out there, draft a guy, and get it done. You know, get it done and draft good players. I want to see an offensive guard drafted. I want to see. I think we're set at tackle, but I would love to see. I would love to see them start creating depth for this team. I mean, this team has good starters in key positions. The biggest problem, it doesn't have quality depth. There's no quality depth on this team. Right. You know, if somebody gets
look at the Chiefs. Look how the Chiefs came in with their rookies, how they played, their backups played in the Super Bowl and shit. Yeah, I think we need something like that.
5 rookies contributed to them winning the Super Bowl. I mean, dude, they lost fucking Tyreek Hill, and it was no big deal for them. They just went out and won a chip. You know what I'm saying? You know, how do you lose a weapon like that and just go win a chip? You know what I mean? Because they're dynamic at the most important position on the field, and that's quarterback. So, all right. So being that the draft is coming up, I'm thinking there's about to be a lot of news and a lot of lies coming out. A lot of lies and false statements and propaganda putting out because it's lying season. I mean, ain't nobody giving up what's going on. Um,
Exactly. Nobody knows.
And it's funny because back in the days, remember the whoever's picking first overall, they would already have their guy signed. The whole NFL knew. Everybody knew who the first player who's going to get drafted was, and now it's
prime
like,
example. That was Robert Griffin III. I remember that Washington already had like a deal already in place for him.
right. Or
who else? Somebody else too.
What's the old dude who played for the Rams out of Oklahoma? Bradford.
Oh yeah, Sam Bradford. Yep.
Yeah, he was already signed. 2 weeks before the draft. I mean, all he had to do was walk out, and they already had his shit printed up. Even, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I've been listening. Don't get me wrong, I really don't like the show because of this guy, but I've been listening to Vinny Bonsignor because Vinny.
Oh, Benny in the morning. Tailgate.
I don't think that he understands football as well as he thinks he does, but I know that he's told to say certain things and push certain narratives, just like he was pushing that car narrative until one day he just wasn't, and that he was like Derek Carr messed it up for himself, and Derek Carr this. I mean, he completely did a 180 on Derek Carr overnight. So I am listening to things that he's saying, and he's saying he consistently is talking about corners, Witherspoon and Gonzalez.
Yeah, we've been talking about them a lot.
Yeah, so I like Witherspoon. I think Witherspoon has a higher ceiling than Gonzalez, but I think Gonzalez has a higher floor than Witherspoon. Because we all know once a defensive back puts on that black jersey, bro, and it ain't got that Steelers logo on it or that Jello stripe, you're gonna get a whole bunch of flags. I mean, you're gonna get flags thrown left and right at you. I mean, that's my biggest concern with him is he gonna be able to be as aggressive as he is and not get a bunch of flags? I mean, or is he gonna struggle? I mean, and where I like Gonzalez a little bit more because he kind of reminds me of Nnamdi Asomugha. I mean, he's smooth. He's a technician. You mean, and he uses the side of the field well. He does certain things that I think is really great. But the downside to him is he sucks in the run game. There's an end around. Is he gonna pick up that tackle? Is he gonna sell out? You mean? Is he going to put his body on the line for that? You mean? So those are the pros and cons because I know Witherspoon will, right? But I don't know if Gonzalez will. But I know that Gonzalez ain't going to get a bunch of penalties. He's not going to sit there and put his defense in more trouble. He's going to play very smooth, very technical, and be smooth at what he does. And I'm not sure Witherspoon can do that. Have you seen anything on them or anything like that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I told everybody this one was going to be a short one. I just want to say happy birthday, Lala. Happy 22nd birthday. I love you, Mama. Yeah, there's actually a party going on in my house, and I'm over here on with y'all because I believe in being consistent. I wanted to make sure I came on here. I think 2 weeks ago I did my show from my car, on my phone. Kept messing it up.
What'd you cook, Rich? What'd you cook?
Bro, I didn't cook anything today, bro. I had the day off, doggy.
Oh shit.
Okay. I got to go drive around earlier today. Very nice. I
Nice.
mean, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it took my daughter with me. I guess we just got a new pup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a cool day, man. It's been a really, really cool day. But yeah, I told everybody this one was gonna be kind of quick, not too much.
Okay.
Hey, D Menace, bro, you one of the best people here that come on YouTube. You're always great with everybody, and man, I appreciate your support, man. I really, really do. Q, I appreciate you showing up, showing out, doing your thing,
Oh, yeah.
man. Tell Nubian I said hello, and I appreciate her commenting in the
She hear you.
background all the time.
she hear you. Is she watching?
Right, yeah. But it's my baby girl's birthday today, so I'm gonna
Well, happy
check out a
birthday
little
to
early.
her.
I know. Hell yeah.
I'm over here on my
Right.
PlayStation. I'm over here playing golf.
Are you, man?
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
over here on
you know what,
that EA golf.
bro? Just golf is too slow for me, bro. Like I
I
love
love
to
it.
go to Dodger Stadium, right? Love
Yeah.
going to Dodger Stadium. I love watching the Dodgers. I just can't watch it on TV. It's too slow for me, dog. I can watch NBA, I can watch NFL all day long.
Right.
I always end up falling asleep. But all right, y'all. Thank you for coming by. We're gonna do it again next week.
For sure.
Peace out.
Oh yeah, next
Week is fight week. Okay.
Hey, you know me, same bad channel, same bad time.
All
Later.
right. Right.